So what justification then is Mr. Trump giving for imposing this ban, and why has he said, why has he chosen these particular countries?
Well, his justification is national security, and these countries, so you could debate if it's national security or not. Some of the countries on the list, like Haiti, for example, you don't tend to see a ton of Haitian terrorists in the United States. There hasn't been a lot of attacks accredited to Haitians. I mean, it's more of a population problem where there's just so many people coming from Haiti because the country is suffering. The country is very poor and has a lot of issues, both political and economic. So it's, ostensibly on the grounds of national security, but a lot of his critics in the Democratic Party and elsewhere have said that, frankly, it's just another racist ban.
So, Jay, what's going to happen to people from the affected countries who are already in the US? Could this executive order be applied retrospectively?
It would be tough to apply it retrospectively and to hunt down all of these people. Once you enter the United States, it's a very large country. It's about the size of continental Australia, actually. So finding them once they get into the country is actually pretty difficult. But never say never. It's certainly one of those things that we've seen increasingly, things that we never imagined. If you're going to stop people from entering the country, usually it's at airports, but now they're increasingly pulling people over in New York City and asking them for papers and seeing where they're from and saying, hey, if you don't have the right papers, we're going to send you home.
So President Trump has done something similar before, hasn't he, Jay? What happened to those previous bans?
So in his first term, he had two separate attempts at bans. The first one largely failed. It was struck down by federal courts on the grounds that it was frankly racist. It was aimed at predominantly Muslim countries. They then tried again, much more on the grounds that you're seeing these days, on the grounds of national security. And ultimately, the Supreme Court blessed that ban. And 6 of the 8 countries that were included in that ban were were predominantly Muslim countries. Now, that ban actually went away when President Joe Biden became president. He called it a stain on America's conscience and actually ended that ban. So this is the sort of reinstatement of essentially some version of the ban that went through in the end of the first Trump administration.
Do you expect this ban will be challenged in the court?
Absolutely. You've already seen people saying they're going to challenge it. You're going to see a lot more challenges in courts. Like everything Trump does by executive order, it gets challenged. And that's something that happens very regularly in the United States, especially these days. Everything is litigated. And it'll be interesting to see how the courts played out. Although because there's a precedent with the Supreme Court supporting the previous ban, it's most likely to stand. But that won't stop people from challenging it.